Hey guys, so today I'm here at the Sustainable Energy Authority of Ireland and I'm going to learn all about the different types of careers that you can have to work in sustainable energy. So let's go have a chat with them. Okay, so I'm here with Ruth from SEAI. Ruth, thanks so much for having me here.
You're very welcome, Dan. We're delighted to have you.
Thanks a lot. And well, the first thing you might tell me is what is SEAI anyway and what do you do?
Sure. So the SEAI stands for the Sustainable Energy Authority of Ireland, and we are here to help transform Ireland to a low carbon society.
Okay, so when we know that we have to stop burning coal and oil and gas and peat and all that stuff, and we have to be more, green and eco, so you guys are the people to ask all those questions to?
Absolutely. So we've got a whole range of supports for everybody in society, from householders to communities to business to industry to schools. Everybody, there's a solution for everybody out there and help for everybody. So go along to our website and find out what's there for you.
Okay, and I guess all of the best and smartest people who want to work in energy should come here to work with you guys?
Absolutely, and we're recruiting a load of people at the moment, so there's definitely jobs on our website, so it's definitely worth checking it out.
Fantastic. Well, what we're here specifically to talk about today is jobs in energy and the kind of jobs that might be here in the future, and we want to learn about what those exciting jobs would be. Could we chat about it with you maybe today?
Absolutely, Dan, that'd be really great.
Okay, let's go have a look.
Come on, so show you around the office.
All right, so Ruth, what do you do exactly here at SEAI?
So Dan, I actually have two roles in SEAI. I manage our Sustainable Energy Communities programme, and I also manage our schools programme.
Okay, all right. Sustainable Energy Communities Programme. What exactly does that involve?
So our Sustainable Energy Communities Programme is there to help communities identify different ways to change how energy is used in their local area.
Okay, right. Okay, so what? So if your street or your village or your whatever area wanted to get involved and figure out ways to be more green, they could get in touch with you guys?
Absolutely. So we have a range of mentors that provide free supports to communities, and we give funding to do an energy master plan within the local area as well.
Oh, that is super cool, because I often hear a lot of people saying, well, sure, what does it matter what I do? I'm only one person. So in this way, you can get your whole community involved. You guys can help them out, send some people to give advice, and they can really make a big difference.
Absolutely. And we see so much ambition and enthusiasm coming from communities when they come together, and there is that sense of confidence.
Yes.
Working collectively achieves an awful lot more.
Yeah, it's a really nice feeling. Yeah, whether it's going out picking litter on the side of the street or whatever, it's really nice to get communities together. And you also said you do a schools program. What does that involve?
So our schools program has a range of different supports for school students all the way through their school journey.
Yes.
So there's workshops there for the students to participate in. We'll send in facilitators into the schools. Teachers themselves can also participate in different workshops as well. All of our resources are freely available on the website, and you can get information about what's suitable for your school there.
Okay, that's really, you supply loads of stuff, it sounds. And come here, how did you get into this sort of job? What did you do? What's your background? Are you some scientist, engineer, or what are you?
Sure, so I am an engineer, but I didn't think I was going to be an engineer, so I wasn't really sure when I was going through school, so I kind of kept a broad range of subjects. My chosen subjects, I think, through Leaving Cert were physics, home economics and history.
Physics, I like the sound of that, good stuff.
I think you liked it more than I did.
Oh yeah, no problem. Well, you did it anyway.
I did, and I enjoyed it, and I had an opportunity to do a preliminary course in engineering, so like a post-Leaving Cert course.
Oh yeah.
To see if I liked engineering enough to commit to it, and I really did. I really enjoyed it.
Great.
So I went to Bolton Street, or TU Dublin now, and I really love the hands-on nature of the course.
Yeah. Engineering is fun like that. I hear a lot of people say, because it's really hands-on, solving problems, all that sort of stuff.
Absolutely. So, cool, we did foundry, and we did welding, and we did loads of sheet metal work and stuff like that.
Okay, great. So you have a really big background of stuff.
Absolutely.
Lovely. And come here, so what sort of careers is there in green energy then? Or what can people expect to do?
Sure, there's a whole different range of careers in the green energy space. So everything from how we generate energy all the way through to how we communicate what energy choices we have as a society. So there's a whole load of different things in green energy. People want information, they want advice. There's doing the work, so there's different trades out there that can do all the retrofit works that people are looking for today. That's a really big challenge for us at the moment.
Okay. So why do we hear so much talk about careers in green energy at the minute?
So we've really strong targets for 2030 for our energy use in Ireland, and that's going to mean a very rapid change in how we use energy in Ireland.
Okay, yeah, because we've all heard about climate change and how it's such a big problem, and it's like the biggest problem we've ever met. So I guess we need loads and loads of people working in order to fix it.
Absolutely, the pace of change necessary is going to require all of society to change.
Okay, and so what sort of jobs can we actually expect to see? You know, we're going to maybe need loads and loads of solar panels put on people's houses, and who would do that?
Absolutely, so we're going to need loads and loads of electricians to do a lot of solar PV that we need.
So you don't necessarily have to go to college and spend years and years doing lots of degrees and masters and everything to work in green energy.
No, and some people retrofit their own home, so it can be seen as a DIY job too. But if you want to sell the services and get grants, you do actually have to have the qualifications necessary. But there's a whole range of qualifications out there.
Okay, and what sort of qualifications would we need, let's say, to put in, I don't know, these fancy heat pumps and stuff you hear about?
So you'd want to have a plumber and you'd want to have an electrician on board for that, because it's really a form of electrical heating, but it involves the plumbers as well in the installation of the heat pumps.
Okay, great. So you will need like engineers, scientists, managers, all that sort of stuff, but you'll also need electricians, you'll need plumbers, you'll need people to do all the deep retrofit, putting all the insulation, all that sort of stuff in place.
Absolutely, and architects and designers and planners, everything like that.
Okay, so what you're telling me is there's going to be no shortage of jobs for people in this area.
No shortage of jobs. There's so many jobs out there.
All right, so if someone's at home and they're thinking about, I really want to do something positive for, for climate change and all that, a career in green energy would be a really good idea.
Absolutely.
And come here to me, how did you find it as like a woman working in this area? Because I know engineers, sometimes people said there wasn't so many women engineers, especially back many, many years ago when you qualified.
Wow, many, many years ago, absolutely. Back in 2001. There wasn't too many women in the industry then, and there wasn't too many women who actually progressed into jobs from college. But we're seeing an awful lot more participation now, and it's really critical. We're trying to change how society uses energy. 50% of society is female, so if we're not involving them in the process, we're not going to get the solutions that work. This is all about problem solving. So the more people that are at the table to help solve the problem, the better. So you're certainly seeing a lot more participation now across the gender divide that we wouldn't have seen in the past, possibly.
That's great, because when I was a young lad, I used to work with my father on the building sites a lot, and it was like you would never see any women and girls around. And it's so nice now to start seeing women engineers coming in, women working in trades, all that sort of stuff. So good job. It's great to see more women in the area. So Ruth, maybe you can tell me some of the big projects coming up in the future that some of the guys watching at home might be involved in if they decide to work in green energy.
Sure. So one of the really exciting areas is how we change and decarbonise our electricity system. So that'll be looking at ways of bringing our electricity from renewable sources up to 80%.
Okay, right.
So that's doubling it between now and 2030. So it's taken us about 20 years to get to 40%, and now we want to do as much again in about 8 years. So it's a really ambitious goal, but it'll mean a large number of renewable projects being developed. So that'll be solar farms, that'll be wind farms, but it'll also mean offshore wind farms.
Okay, cool. That, like way out in the ocean, you'll be there?
Way out in the ocean. So predominantly off the east coast at the moment is the projects that we're seeing come into the system. So they're going to be under development between now and 2030.
I think that'd be great crack, going out in a big boat, trying to get these wind turbines up straight, wire them up, hopefully it all works, that sounds super exciting to me.
It really would be, and I don't think any 2 days would be the same in that kind of industry.
Yes, absolutely not. And any other big projects?
Yeah, so we have an interconnector project with France. So Ireland is going to connect its grid system, so how we distribute electricity across the island. We're going to connect ourselves into France.
How do we connect ourselves to France? It's a long way away.
It's a long way away, and it's going to be a very big cable that does it. So it's going to come in around Cork.
All right, so there'll be a big long cable going the whole way from France to Cork.
Absolutely.
And what, we just plug it in and go, is that it?
Yeah, that's it exactly. It's as simple as that. No, there's a whole planning process and engineering process and very, very specialist technical skills involved in it. So EirGrid are running that project for Ireland, but it's going to be really exciting. It'll allow us to distribute the excess electricity we may have from some of our projects to mainland Europe.
Oh yeah, because I've heard that it's super windy one day, so there's too much electricity, and when we're in an island, it's hard to get rid of it all. So if we have too much electricity, we can sell a bit of that to the French guys.
Absolutely, and when they're too windy, we can buy it back.
Oh, lovely stuff. Well, that sounds really good. Perfect. Well, that's really, really cool to have these different projects. Is there any other ones?
Yeah, so there's an awful lot of work being done around electric vehicle and how we can charge them around the country and how we get over this range anxiety that people talk about. So we're seeing nearly a doubling in electric cars each year at the moment. So there's nearly 50,000 electric vehicle owners in Ireland at the moment.
And so, if you want to have an electric car, and let's say your whole street, everyone gets an electric car, you're all plugging in your electric cars, now suddenly at like 6 o'clock in the evening, it's like everyone is charging electric cars at the same time, which takes a lot of power. So that's like, we need people to make sure that all of the infrastructure and all the wires can handle all that?
Absolutely, and ESB Networks are doing a lot of work in that area. So in addition to us having electric vehicles plugging in, we may also have our heat pumps operating, which is a form of electric heating too. So we're definitely in our work to decarbonise heat and transport. It is a switch to electrifying them. And that electrification system is going to require a lot of changes. outside of the house, but it also requires us to change our behaviour too. So there can be opportunities for projects, and I've seen it in other countries where if there's excess wind, they can actually dispatch it, and it'll allow people to allow their cars to be charged without them being involved.
Okay.
So the person who runs the wind farm can connect to your car and just connect it and charge it up for free overnight.
Oh, wow, that sounds super cool.
Doesn't it? So instead of losing the electricity that we've generated and we don't have a use for it, we can use all the battery storage in the electric cars to absorb that energy too.
Okay, great. So it sounds to me that if you're at home and you really want to do something about the climate, if you get a job in this green energy, there's loads of areas to work in, and you'll really be doing something every day that's getting us closer to being able to meet these targets and to make Ireland a more green and sustainable place.
Very much so.
Okay, well here, thanks so much for having me here, Ruth. I learned so much today about sustainable energy and about what SEAI is doing for it and about how we can get involved as communities with that as well. So thanks so much for tuning in, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next one.